for. It's not absolutely crazy for the set to end up being stable here as long as he plays it well, which, you know, that's the name of the game. FAKER. Oh, as I say it, never mind. Even the Korean castles got a little give.
We'll have some solo lane shenanigans on the T1 side. It could certainly be a possibility.
FAKER just wants 68, so
I think he's
that'd be the FAKER, right? In almost every case.
Yeah.
Especially in the mid matchup, like, you feel pretty good about that. Actually, not the first time.
Yeah. The last time was, in fact, Cuz, who lost against Clid. Interesting. It was, of course, against Clid's very famous Jungle Jarvan, which he's been, been one of his key picks for a really long time. Cuz once again lying in wait. This time just waiting to lock down Morgan. Okay, that's going to be Facebreaker, and I think he's just dead. No opportunity to even flash out of that one, as Cuz is going to be able to lock down first blood. Solo kill possibly for Chovy. Takes the turret shot against the flash.
So really nice flash timing there from FAKER. Last possible second, gets away. So it's a success, but it's not as big as a success as the top lane gank ended up being.
Oh no.
And look at this, Johan's down here, but Keria and Teddy are just still sitting pretty in the bot side of the map. Like 2v3, okay, spend more time here.
Okay, wow, this is actually still just going to decide to go in. Teddy burning down with the Ignite. Keria now trying to walk away. Still has flash available though. The stun comes in as Canna gets the two-man Facebreaker. It feels like the teleports are just perfectly unlocked for T1 this series.
Oh no!
And they're looking for even more. The stun's going to come in. They even had a ward there in preparation as Teddy locks down a kill for himself as well.
To do enough damage, but you commit that hard, you find yourself teleport flanked. As you can see, Cuz plays in window mode here.
Yeah.
And, I mean, this is really easy. The stun is there, the follow-up Facebreaker, boom. And, like, there's just so much CC, you're dead there. But look at this, I mean, he's staying so long, he's begging for someone to flank teleport. They're like, oh, is he really staying? Okay, he's really staying. We're going to trade a bunch of damage back. And then Kana shows up.
And that ward as well, like the position on that ward, I mean, Life Esports had absolutely no idea.
Yeah.
Vista was flashing underneath the turret while Kana was walking at them, and not even while it was channeling.
And this is a composition that has so much CC too that, you know, you end up getting the Facebreaker, then you get Lickitung-ed, and, you know, you're not getting out. It's a 3 kills to 0 lead here at, you know, just over 5 minutes into the game when that happened. And T1 are now sitting on a fantastic lead, a kill and 2 assists for Kana in the top lane. FAKER survives that mid push. And there's just nothing going right for Life Esports, unfortunately, at this stage.
What's this bottom lane?
They cleared vision. They know there's no vision. Cuz it's still not been seen. Okay, it is now.
Definitely now, yep. As he dives on forward, and I just don't know whether it's going to be enough. Moonfall comes down, and I think Vista is just dead. The flash on forward. Deft is going to flash to answer. And Cuz looks like he knew that he wasn't going to be able to take enough turret shots. That's a nice sidestep. And Vista just continuing to walk the same direction as that particular Duke. Liked it a lot. Deft still walking on forward now, but they are able to take down this Leona. Equalizer clears out the minions, but isn't able to grab the kills. That was a cute little flash over, but it's just not going to be able to be enough.
Feels like
completely unnecessary.
I mean, you already, like, Vista doesn't have flash. Deft has used his flash, so you don't gain that much from taking Teddy's away.
This is somewhat bold from T1 as, okay, Rift Herald down very low. Johan does secure it, but there's the kickback. FAKER making the plays as Leona, the first one to go down. Morgan diving into the backline. The equalizer is good, but it's too late. It's a double kill for the man in the mid lane. And Deft is able to lock one down at the back, but it's not going to be enough. T1 lose the Herald, but it's a 3-1 when it comes to the team fight.
A fantastic trade for them. They will absolutely be happy with this. And now they've got full map control. The whole map belongs to them. And Life Esports are getting a little bit back every time, but it's starting to really stack against them at this stage.
You know something that I've been saying a lot, you know, the older you get, the more refined your mechanics get. Well,
I mean,
that's, I think, what everyone says, because look at this from FAKER, just really beautifully played.
I mean, Cuz handles this super well, too, and the Nocturne ult from Morgan is just so late. I feel like if you bring that in earlier, at least even if you hold it, you eliminate a lot of the vision. It's much more difficult for T1 to execute this, but he ults so late, I think because he's scared of engaging here. And, you know, it's just unfortunately him just coming to his death, right? Doesn't end up...
And they just know everything, right? Because all of the vision is there. Look at that cheeky control ward down the bottom side.
Meanwhile,
Cuz is making his way in. Okay, flashes out of the way. Not sure whether it's going to be enough. At least the Dawning Shadow misses. Can Morgan find the kill? The answer is absolutely not. Cuz says calculated as he walks away.
Up just right outside of range there, and this is starting to go from bad to worse. 8 kills to 1 right now. Hanwha Esports just cannot catch a break. You look for the commitment bottom lane, you're spotted on a ward, you get nothing on the top side of the map. Cuz makes the exact same play, but you don't have that ward, you don't have control of the lane, and you end up dying. It's almost a trade, even though you play it perfectly, but it's not good enough. And now Kana's going to get a turret, the first of the game, a lot of extra bonus gold over to T1, and it just feels like the floodgates have opened.
Yeah, it just feels like Hanwha Esports are scrambling right now, right? Yes, Chovy's ahead in farm. But that's about all you can really talk about, and even then, it's a 2-0-1 Faker on this Lee Sin. He's still going to be ahead in gold, completely at ease in that lane.
I mean, he got slept, but the minions were there for him, and he's going to get slept again, but Teddy's here, so...
I mean, maybe it's the perfect time for a nap.
Yeah.
You know, as the exhaust comes down, they're committing onto Johan, who flashes at the last second. I like that one. Solar Flare. Vista going to flash as well. And there is a Rift Herald making her way down the bottom side of the map. We'll see whether she can actually get towards the charge. The Equalize is good. The Devour is even better, though, as Keria spits Teddy out. He flashes. The Ignite ticks down and isn't going to be enough, and the double flashes will get T1 to safety. Chovy bounces. How did that? That was ridiculous, and I have no idea how that one missed. As there it is, finally, a kill does go down, as the Abyssal Voyage will get the rest of them to safety, and Shelly will get a charge. There is at least that.
Okay, they were able to turn this off, but T1 almost not only prevented Shelly from getting a charge, but also almost got out with all of their lives while Faker crashed waves into turret. But they don't get away with everything there. That was like
that's
getting
still
paid.
Varus having to flash, right?
Yeah.
And so now, theoretically, if Deft is ever out of position, silver platter for T1. That's actually huge.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing is this next Drake fight is now, it should be super easy for them to pull off as we watch this one more time. Everybody's got flash advantage, so even though this ends up going poorly for T1, they're able to retreat against the wall. This was a very desperate attempt to try to get value out of that Rift Herald from so long ago. The sleep is actually massive here because it allows the Equalizer to connect, but they're still able to get over the wall here. Look at that Teddy with almost no health. Everybody else just follow flashing. And then without vision, they are able to pull this off. Deft does. I believe he has no vision of this when he does hit it.
Yeah.
No, actually he did. Well aimed. And this is ended up being a charge that goes through, but it's not enough to turn this game around just yet. Like, they need more of these moments, and that took everything they had.
Oh, dear. Keria in a whole host of trouble. Hanwha Esports have resorted to setting up gank brushes, and that is going to be catfish for dinner served up. So at least there's that. The answer for T1 is taking down an outer turret on the top side of the personally, so I'm happy that it's found its way in. Cloud Drake down to about half health here, but Hanwha Esports in position to try and fight it. Chovy only just getting his way over as there's the paranoia. Solar Flare finds absolutely no joy whatsoever, but it's a good equalizer as Morgan dives into the backline. Everyone going golden where they can. The kickback from Faker was fantastic, and the Varus is taken. Double kill for Teddy as he cleans up the bottom lane. It is an Infernal Soul, but I don't think that's the most important part because Johan, he's running for his life on the wrong side of the map. And it feels like T1 have already got this one tied up.
It feels like it, man. 11 kills to 4. And in this fight, you know, at the beginning of it, you see Morgan ult onto Teddy, but he gets devoured as well as soon as the combo is completed and almost all of the damage comes through. He gets devoured, he just walks back. And during all of that time, Cuz has a great engage, and Baker cleans up the nice kick you mentioned. It's just... you know, what can you do as Hanwha Esports? You've kind of passed your prime with this composition in a lot of ways.
The problem is it never gets better than this.
Yeah, exactly.
It's already bad, but there's not much upside.
No, there really
is. That's the thing that really sucks. Yeah.
And so, you know, we'll watch this one more time, but watch Teddy, right? The paranoia gets popped. He dodges the solar flare. And then look at Teddy. He's already collapsed onto. Look at what's happening throughout the fight while Teddy almost dies. He's actually totally fine, though. This is
time to deny the dive. And so T1 walks out after all of the ultimates are pressed, and then they find themselves exactly what they want afterwards. Yeah, Johan's dead. Real dead.
And I don't even want to oversimplify this in terms of the draft, too, because, like, yeah, the draft could have been different. It could have been arguably better for Hanwha Life Esports, but the early game play was just by far better for T1. They were one step ahead. They handled the aggression really well. Several great ganks from Cuz.
Yeah.
And they snowballed an early lead extremely well. You know, like what we didn't see Credit Breon do with a similar comp themselves, actually, in that second series. They were still able to win the game, but T1 just grabbed this game by the horns. They had full control from start to finish. And somebody being out of position because they still have that long range. They can sleep somebody, they can paranoia in, they have the equalizer. If they can find one single target, it's amazing. But when you don't have vision control, I mean, look at that. 2 control wards blocking out anything. They can't see. They have to go in blind like this with Chovy's teleports.
Well, Vista, he's going to flash on forward. There's going to be a flash out immediately from Teddy, though, as he just goes into the mists. And now, Hanwha Life Esports, have they overcommitted? Chovy trying to walk out. Vista not going to be so lucky as he looks to try and get out. FAKER going to lock down that kill. There's now Canna with the hugest shield ever, just chasing Morgan out. It is going to be a decent piercing arrow as Carrier comes on forward with the Lickitung, as you so beautifully put. And he's just going to be swept up. That's a triple for FAKER's Lee Sin. Canna's still hunting Morgan, but it looks like T1 are going to turn their eyes towards this Baron as Chovy, he's trying to tidy up the mess that was made in the mid lane.
Yeah, Morgan is going to try to
that sidestep was actually kind of cute if it was on purpose. FAKER looking for the unofficial Quadra as he is going to get a little bit scared, and Canna says, don't worry, mate, I'll tidy this one up.
Yeah, the inhibitor's down. There's a little bit of pressure even in the main base right now as T1 will clean up this Baron, but 6-0 and 5 is FAKER on this Lee Sin, but the story of this game, I feel like, has just been the coordination across T1. The bottom lane was so stable, and in these moments where you all in across the map to try to make something happen. I mean, we saw the teleport forward from Chovy to try to stop a sleep. Then you see the Zenith Blade come through, and Vince is like, I gotta find somebody, anything. But even a Leona is just not going to be able to withstand the amount of items and damage. I mean, you were the one who coined the phrase, hit them with your wallets. T1 certainly are doing that right now. I mean, you all in like that with the Leona, you're hoping that your team has the follow-up, but they don't have the gap closed. They don't have the follow-up. In that moment where you try to come in, yeah, they have the Nocturnal, but you just can't blow somebody up. And if everybody goes in, they all die. And it's a lose-lose situation. It's desperation. This game was over a long time ago. They're just trying.
Already sorted. The Brambleback now being taken as there's the Paranoia looking for a bit of a fight here onto Canna as Johan walks into an Abyssal Voyage, and yeah, he puts down the equalizer, but that's just Pineapples standing in a row. That is not doing enough damage whatsoever.
And can you blame Morgan for being so passive throughout the mid-game in this game when he's so far behind? And when you do try to make those plays, when you do try to paranoia in, everybody jumps on top of you like you're a bleeding fish and they're a bunch of piranhas. I mean, T1 just crush him instantly. He has to back
off. A lot of damage. That was a Dawning Shadow just to soften up the members of Hanwha Life Esports, and it's done exactly that. Underneath Nexus turrets now as Morgan goes golden. Teddy's going to be able to lock down the kill on his opposite number. 3 already as Chovy, the last man standing. Morgan, I believe, actually fell down there as well, so make that one 4. I told a lie. Nope, never mind. Just respawning is Johan. And T1, oh, FAKER on the fountain will be taken down, but the Nexus will follow suit, and a very convincing 2-0 from T1 reinvigorated in summer.
T1 looking very good to start here against Hanwha Life Esports. This is one of the matchups of this week.